All right. Hey, Ag Teacher Thoughts here, coming at you with the very first member-only live stream. So we're gonna just let this roll as we go, and I'm gonna kind of set things up. So you're gonna get. I think the members-only live streams are really gonna be kind of the behind the scenes, where you get to see what's going on, and get insights and ask questions of myself. So this is we've done one live stream before, and it was okay, successful, but I want to make sure I've got some content for those of you that are my Gold and Plaid Gold and Plaid Thumb members. So this is going to be our first try. I am going to shoot a standard short roll video at the same time as this. So I'm going to try to be managing both things at the same time. But this is definitely going to give us a chance to experiment ways to grow the channel. So I'm going to organize a few things. So I'm still here. So ask your questions if you've got them. As soon as we get some members streaming, I don't know, this one may just sit idle for a little bit until we get some other members that get a chance to log in and sign up for membership. But I'm going to get stuff set up so we can work on the task for today, and then we'll see where it goes. All right, so hope you enjoy. Also got to figure out where to put you. All right, so let's see if we can get you back here. There we go. Don't worry, I'll get you in view of what we're working on. Okay. Hey, Ag Teacher Thoughts here, coming at you with another video. We're going to start doing some updates on here, and the biggest update on the channel is, one, we got a noisy fan. We'll turn that off. The biggest update on the channel right now is that we do have memberships, and the memberships have just gone live, so that's going to give you several different options. Because this is a plant channel and kind of an ag channel, I decided to use thumbs as kind of our classification, and right now there's also a live stream. So if you're watching this on a general video, understand that there is a live stream that I'm offering to some of my other members, so they get an uncut behind the scenes of what's going on. And my regular viewers, you're going to get a edited video that contains a good chunk of the content. But understand that there's going to be stuff that you're not going to see as a regular community member, and then for my channel members, we're going to have some more there. So first things first, let's cover a little bit about, and if I'm looking back and forth, it's because the live stream's down there and the camera's up there. So I wanted to cover the membership badges and or the membership levels and what those cover. So in case you've never dealt with a channel membership before, this is my first time looking into it. The lime green, so that is, you know, if you're a general audience member and you're not subscribed and you're not a channel member, are you technically brown thumbs? I think maybe. You're just not yet green thumbs. So the first level is lime green. That gives you loyalty badges, emojis, priority replies, and early access to videos. So yes, I'm going to start scheduling the videos out, which means you'll get about a week to view those before they actually go live. It might be 2 weeks. It just depends on how much inventory of videos that I've got. The green thumbs, you're going to get what I mentioned before, also photo and status updates and member-only shorts. So I am going to do some short updates for those people that are green thumb and above. Gold thumb members, of course, once you start to reach the level of gold thumb, you're going to gain that notoriety and that recognition. So you get member shoutouts and you get member-only live streams. So if you're watching the live stream, you are a gold member or above. Because I grew up in the 80s and 90s and I really love old classic movies, the highest level that you can get right now is Plaid. So if you know Spaceballs, the movie, you know where Plaid comes from. So that is our ultimate level there. So Plaid members, you're going to get some really behind the scenes videos, and you're going to get some stuff that is more content kind of about me and the things that I do, and maybe some of the other projects that maybe don't really super hold close to the theme at the time. So if I'm doing a whole bunch of Petunia videos, for example, and I have one on, like concrete or landscaping, which is one of the videos that I've released to that. Those videos are going to be placed there. There might also be some kind of ag mechanic videos that are placed there that are not a part of the general video stream. So they're going to get member only videos. The other thing is I've got a little bit more than a dozen videos that I shot, but I never published. So I'm going back and re-editing those, and those are going to be available to our Plaid members. In the future, I may release those to my general audience, but it's going to be a while before those are released. Those are just going to stay for Plaid member-only videos. And with these, if you're a part of the live stream, you're going to get an instant response from me. You're going to get a video response in the live stream that you're not going to get just with the regular videos. I try to answer most every question that comes through the comment section. Again, if you're a lime green, you're going to get a priority response to that. The only reason I may not answer a question for one of the videos in the comment section is if you've included a link. I'm not going to publish anything with links just because of the way the internet is, or if it is inappropriate or very, very off-topic questions. Those are not going to get published. But other than that, if it relates to the video, it's germane to what we're talking about, and it is something that can be shared in public and it's not a link, I'll go ahead and reply to those instantly. If it's super off topic or, contains a link or something like that, I will read them. Links I'm probably not going to follow, so just tell me where to find it. Don't give me a link, but those will probably not be published, or they will simply be deleted. So if you published a comment and it's not getting a response, just understand that might be one of the reasons is you've put in a link, or it's not appropriate for me to publish. But anyway, that is what I had to get out of the way. So let's get into got flies in here. My fly traps aren't doing a good enough job. So anyway, let's get into the project for today, which is to kind of go through and review a little bit about what's going on with the micrografting, because that's the big thing. And then the live stream, we're going to go through and we're going to cover a couple other things kind of off camera, but I think we're going to cover the micrografting first. All right, so let's bring this live stream up. And sure hope this is recording. All right, so let's bring some of these up here, and I'm going to do my best to not disturb our project. Okay, so we're going to kind of look at early results. This one, let's bring the live stream up. See how that cotyledon there is folded over? I think this one's not successful. I think that one's wilted. Okay, and I'll bring it to the other general camera. I don't think this one's going to take. We've got one cotyledon that is folded over, but the cutting itself, the little tiny graft, has not completely died. So there is a chance. It's just it doesn't look good for this one. And I think this is one of the daytime cuttings. Okay, so let's try to put it back in its little moisture container without disturbing it. Okay, put that one off to the side. All right. Ooh. I'm not gonna open this one because it is really close to it. But that looks like an intact micrograft. Hopefully you can see that. That micrograft's not wilted. It's still the right color. So we're just going to leave that one as is. So it's another daytime one. This one appears successful so far. This one also appears to be, it's kind of changing color, but it doesn't appear wilted. So this is another daytime one. So it's right there. Yeah, there's right there. So I don't know, maybe this is going to work. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's get this. Where did I put my tools? Oh well, we'll just use this. Not the tool I was looking for. So the micrograph is right down there. It does appear intact. There's the micrograph right there. That one does appear to be making it. Okay, so that's a nighttime one. I think we looked at this one back here. No, that's the one that's wilted over. What one haven't we looked at? I don't know that we've looked at this one. That one also appears to be surviving. There's a graft right there. There's the graft right there. Seems to be doing okay. That one seems to be okay. Oh, this is the one we just trimmed. That one's okay. That one's okay. So what we're really hoping for is to see them start to grow. And I know it's early to start seeing that occur. I don't want to open this one because it's got a lot of moisture. So the micrograft was right down in there. Hasn't turned brown. It does appear to be wilted. It's moved off to the side. Okay. Okay, so as far as the micrographs, I know it was kind of a shot in the dark. It does appear that 4 out of the 6 are doing okay. Now, I'm glad we kind of took the opportunity. There's a little bit of liquid in here. Glad we took the opportunity to do the micrographs when we did. Let's give you a live shot. because a lot of these are starting to look like they're going to fail. They're not super healthy. This is the one there that we think might have variegation, because I can kind of see it around the edges, but it may need to develop. That one's a little bit more yellow. Hopefully that came out there on the live stream. Let's get you down here. So this one over here seems a little yellower, which is really cool. Let me get the live stream up here too. This one right here, that one is pretty cool, because that is that's the one that glows the brightest, and it appears to be a little yellow. So we're gonna actually add some fertilizer to this today. We're gonna fertilize them, hopefully bring up some of that yellow color, or make sure that the yellow color that we're seeing is from variegation and not from fertilizer deficiency. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'll probably do that on the live stream, but this is kind of the update of where we are. I need to go through here and weed. It's like that one. It's a weed. And I think this is a weed. I think over here, but we'll get rid of that one. So yeah, that's what we're doing on the graphs and the variegation. But anyway, I hope that you guys are enjoying this investigation, this part of the project, to see what we can get going, and whether or not we can do those pure white cuttings. You know, the pure white branches. So to grab those seedlings and get them to graft onto established plants, so that we can have branches that are completely pure white. They're devoid of any chlorophyll. Tonight, those ones that actually show a little bit of turgor. So turgor is the water pressure, so they don't look like they're wilted. The four that have turgor, we'll go through and we'll do a time exposure, and then I will post those to, let's see, that'll be green thumb and above. We'll be able to see those right away. The rest, it's going to be delayed before we release those, but we'll do some time exposures and some close-ups of that to see whether or not we've got some glow starting to develop in those cuttings. You know, are they getting energy? Are they starting to do metabolism processes? You know, is something starting to grow? We'll see that. Now, hopefully those micrographs will take, and we will start to see the true leaves come out. So what we see now on there, the two little white lobes that we see on each seedling, those are the cotyledons. So those are basically your seeds. You have monocots and dicots. So monocots is like your grasses. Corn is a monocot. That seed is all one piece, and it has a shoot that comes out from the side. That's a monocot. A dicot is where you've got actually two halves to it. So if you think of like a pea or a green bean, most kids plant beans when they're in elementary school, maybe middle school, and you plant those and you see how that develops. And those first two leaves that come out, the leaves that are bean shaped, those are the cotyledons. So that's what we have right now is the cotyledons, or the sides of the seed store or energy storage in the seed. And that's what's white that we can see. As soon as we see those first true leaves come up, so if those cotyledons spread open and we've got true leaves that are coming up, we will know that that is actively growing, that it's receiving nutrition, that it's got nutrients and energy coming from the host plant, and then we'll know that these grafts are going to be successful. So I'm hopeful now that that 4 of our 6 are going to make it, but time will tell on that. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video right now. So as always, I hope you subscribe. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoy yourself. Ag Teacher Thoughts out. All right. So our video portion of that is done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through and I'm going to be out for just a moment. I'm going to grab some fertilizer and we're going to come in and we're going to do some fertilization of the plants, uh, especially like the seedlings. We'll get a little bit of fertilizer water on those. Get your fly away from you. There you go. And then maybe we'll run. Yeah, I'll do the seedlings first. So I'll be gone for like 2-3 minutes, and I'll be right back with some fertilizer water, and we'll fertilize the seedlings. Get my portable center bench out of the way. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so we got our watering can here. Get all my tools and such out of the way. Okay, so we're going to be feeding these at a rate of 1 tablespoon a gallon of water. So that wasn't quite enough water. Let me go get some more. All right. There we go. It's extra water. Stir that up. And we're going to go ahead and water these seedlings. I think I'm going to water them from below. Well, no, we'll just water them from above. I think we can do that. All right, so that should be good enough on the seedlings. We're going to move them. I'm going to kind of, maybe we'll let them stay where they're at. But I'm going to go ahead and move some things around, and we'll start working on something else, which is kind of the results of the cuttings that we took. So making sure that we've got the cuttings that we took the other day, that they're going, and I'm going to kind of check the roots on those and then plant them up into a little bit larger plugs. It's going to kind of Gonna hopefully save me some space. I don't know though. Yeah, it should save me some space. So we'll go ahead and do that. Put that out of the way. We'll bring our portable bench back up. Got to do a few more adjustments on my portable bench. All right, seedling tray. And yeah, it's kind of a tight area in here. Okay. Seeing if we've got anybody else in the stream yet. Nope. I have my pencil here somewhere. It's my pencil tool. We get a tool to move those up. Now my pencil just grabbed a random stick. We'll do that. All right, so let's get you in here. See if we can get you in here a little bit closer. Well, I think you can see. Let's see. You see my hands? Yeah, you can see those. Okay, so we're going to work here on the pink vein. I see the pink vein is doing just fine as far as growing. I can see some starts starting here. So we're going to get that pink vein planted, and we'll see how many of those we can get going. Man, I'm still seeing live aphids even though I sprayed. Looks like we may have to mix up the chemicals that we were using. Mix up as in change them. Because something's not going right. Okay, we're going to give just a little bit of soil down to the bottom of these. I think I'm definitely going to have to figure out a better system for live streaming. This is my first foray into it for members, and to try to show you me actually doing something rather than just sitting and telling a story. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I need to work on my portable bench too. Okay, so we're going to work on the pink vein. Let's see how the roots look on that. Oh yeah, they're acceptable. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to get a container of soil to hold my soil so I can put it in there. Okay, there's one. I think we'll just do all of them and get whatever ones are growing. I got to get some cuttings done tomorrow because I want to be able to take down my old baskets, make the house look a little bit prettier because Christmas lighting season is coming. And I do a huge Christmas display, and we can't have summer when we're doing Christmas. That's the flower that we're doing. That's pink vein right there. But we don't need that one, so we're going to go ahead and take that one off. So the one thing about yeah, well, it's got roots. I don't see any buds, but we'll plant it anyway. The one thing about doing these this early in the year, normally I get my cuttings in January and grow them out from there. Getting them this early in the year means I got to care for them all winter and maintain this rootstock. Oh, it just doesn't look good. It's got roots, so it's alive. So we'll plant him. But yeah, not having the school this year, and having that facility there and the access to large order quantities, it's going to make it hard for me to do my baskets that I want to do. So that's why I'm saving plant material this year. Doggone it. There are just all sorts of aphids on this. That is very frustrating. Oh, this one feels like it's got good roots. Yeah, it does. Good, decent roots. We could probably left them in the tray a little bit longer. At least it gives me a chance to get through, kill all the live aphids I see. The chemical I used is supposed to be a systemic, so it's supposed to go into the sap of the plant in addition to being a contact insecticide, but some of these, lost it. Here's my clippers. Some of these aphids seem to have a built-up resistance or an immunity to it, so I've got to find some other ways to get rid of them. And that, yeah, see, there's winged aphids now. Those are going to be problems because they'll lay eggs, and those eggs will stay in the plants over winter. They will be impossible to kill until they hatch in the spring, and then we've got the problem all over again. So we'll pioneer some ozone treatments here, see if that can help us. And someone suggest that to me. It was actually the science teacher from my old school had suggested trying to use ozone. He's got an ozone generator he's going to loan me, and then we can do some experiments there and see if we can get ozone to kill aphids. Preliminarily, I've seen ozone mixed with water kill aphids. That is an approved method, something that's agreed upon works. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put the tag on that one. But I have not personally tried it, so I cannot speak to the validity of how well it works. So that's why we're going to experiment. Okay, I'm going to cut the corners off so I don't end up stabbing myself later on. All right, there's our pink vein, or pink veined. So that's going to be over here. And yeah, if we free up a tray we are definitely going to plant more firefly seedlings, the hybrids with Glamoflage grape. Okay, those are not ready to come out. Doggone it, there's just more aphids. Doesn't want to come out, so maybe that is a good thing. Nope. Okay. All right, those are going to stay. So we can go through and do some weeding, because the rest of that is weed seed. It is not what we're looking for. Throw that outside. Check one of these cuttings. They have root nodules, but they're not ready. Okay, so that also is going to stay. Get all the dead plant material out of there. Okay, so the other two kinds, which is Patea and Lemonberry, neither of those have started to root down. So we're going to go ahead and leave those. So go ahead and empty out our soil, do a little cleanup. I think I'm going to bring those up off the ground and put them on the heating mat, which I have over here, in hopes to stimulate the roots. They've been down on the ground and down on basically the bottom of the greenhouse. So we'll bring those up and just kind of see where they go. Next, we're going to look a little bit at the sweet potato vine and check out how that has done. I'll just grab the cuttings that we did in here. So we'll look just at the cuttings. Grab those. These have been sitting in water, which is probably not ideal. I bet you can guess whether or not they rooted. There you go. Let's get rid of this. All right. So, did they root? Absolutely. Did I have any doubt? No, I didn't have any doubt that they were going to root. So we're going to go ahead and bring these up. Now, I'm seeing roots on the older ones, right? So these were the ones that had the root nodules down here on this side. That's the root nodules. And here is just the cuttings where we added rooting hormone. So the root nodules, I knew those are going to root instantly. The ones that I put in water and put indoors, within 3 days, their roots were between 1/4 and 1/2 inch long. So they activated very, very quickly. With the cuttings, let's take a look and see. There you go. So not bad, not bad. So 1 inch long roots. So will they root from cutting? Yeah. Will they root from cuttings with root nodules? And no rooting hormone? Yeah, and they'll actually root faster that way. So put some soil back over that one. That's the way I'd recommend it. So here's your kind of result on that. The cuttings, they did root. The cuttings that had the root nodules and no hormone, they rooted much, much faster. So that's kind of a lesson there. Looks like the same deal on this one. So this is Solar Tower Lime. And I believe this is Solar Tower Black. And then this is Blackie. This is the original OG of maroon, brown, dark colored sweet potatoes. Okay, so oops, I think I broke something. Okay, but anyway, yeah, that is definitely telling, where you get these long roots here but not here. And same deal on this one. No roots coming out on this side. So these are the mid-stem cuttings, and these are the tip cuttings. So mid-stems are going to root faster, especially if they have that rooting nodule or root nodule on them, whereas the tip cuttings, they root a little bit slower. I think both of them are going to work. Yeah, the mid-stem ones, they've got growth almost 4 inches long on them already, so they're growing really well. I think we're probably going to take the mid-stem ones, and we'll go ahead and pot them up. It's really early to be doing that, but we'll keep them in 4-inch, and then we'll keep them pruned to make sure that we get something with those. So yeah, it means I got to set up to do pots again. So let's do those. And I think I'm going to do a mid-roll of this for results for the sweet potatoes. And then just kind of an update on that. We'll just list it as a separate private video. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, let me go get the ones from inside. All right, got those. So these are the ones that were rooted in water. So they did pretty well. They're definitely rooted really quickly. These are the ones I saw the roots within 3 days. It would have been quicker, but that's when I remembered to check them, was 3 days in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set up, and we will do a planting of the sweet potato vine. I think the ones in water jars, I'm going to take those out of the water jars, plant them in pots, and then we'll grow those inside, and then the rest of these will grow out here in the greenhouse. So let me get a few more things set up. So I guess in the live stream, you get to see video production. You get to see the BTS behind the scenes. See me reusing all my supplies. So got our temp bench up. Okay. All right. Let's get the other video started. And I hope you like the live stream format. I'm going to try to run it for about an hour, and then we'll decide what day of the week. It's either going to be Wednesdays or Thursdays will probably be the best ones. Okay, let me get my fingers here so I can start a video. just a little bit. Hey, Ag Teacher Thoughts here, coming at you with another video. Today we're going to do a little update on the tropical plant that you have to take cuttings on today. So this is a results video. So how did the cuttings of our sweet potatoes do? We're going to go through and we're going to review the 3 different methods that we used on our 3 different varieties. Now I've got the live stream going, so if you're seeing this, you're only seeing a small snippet of the videos that I've shot today. The live streams are going to last hopefully around about an hour unless anything interrupts that. But those are going to be available to our Gold and Plaid members, our Gold and Plaid Thumb members. These general videos, I don't know, some of them will be released generally, and some of them are going to be member-only videos. This one is probably going to be a general audience video, and the member-only videos is going to be newer content that I don't normally include on the channel, or things that I've kind of had archived, and we'll go through that. So if you weren't aware, channel memberships are available. There is lime green, there is lime green thumb, there is green thumb, gold thumb, and plaid thumb levels available, and each one offers a different amount of content to you here on the channel. So don't worry, you're still going to get regular general videos. It's just some of the content may be delayed, or it may just be members only. We'll figure it out as we go along, because really this is only the second day that I've had this option available. So I'm working really hard to create extra content for my members and give basically a benefit to the membership fee that you're paying. So don't worry, channel's not super changing. We're just doing things a tiny bit differently, but we're still going to do a lot of great ag and greenhouse content. All right, let's bring you in close and we'll look at what we've got. So hopefully this is all in camera. It's a little bit harder for me to do this because I am balancing a stream and trying to shoot a video at the same time in our tiny little greenhouse lab where we have limited space. But don't worry, as the channel keeps growing, eventually we're going to have larger space and better video facilities so that you can have a chance to see that content much easier. Okay, let's go over the 3 different methods that we used for taking cuttings. The first was, get you a close up on the roots on that. The first was just taking those cuttings and putting them in a container of water. And these were large stem cuttings. So they were anywhere, well, they're about 1 foot in length and larger. They were put in a glass of water and put in a windowsill. One of the things that I noticed on these, and we'll go ahead and take them out so you can see the roots. The roots on these appeared within 3 days. Why was it 3 days? It's because that's when I remembered to actually look. The roots themselves probably were there within 2 days or even a day, because root tissue is some of the fastest growing tissue in a plant. So there is the Solar Tower Black. Solar Tower Black. These pulled apart, Solar Tower Lime. And then this is Solar Tower Lime. And then this is Blackie. That's Blackie. Okay, so that root tissue is some of the fastest growing that we have in sweet potatoes, fastest growing tissue in plants in general, because, you know, water and moisture and nutrients is very, very important. So they make sure that that's the fastest growing. So yeah, if you want to root them really fast and make sure it's happened, put them in a glass of water. The hard part comes with potting them up afterwards, which we're going to go ahead and work on that. But those were the stem cuttings. And rooted in water. These were, let's get these all facing towards you. So everything facing towards the camera. So these here were mid-stem cuttings where we saw visible root nodules. And if you look at it, the ones on this side are the mid-stem cuttings with the visible root nodules. They have roots already coming out of the bottom of the pot. The tip cuttings with no rooting hormone, they have roots about 1 inch long. So there are roots over here. It's just they're not visible. So definitely if you want to root sweet potatoes fast, take a mid-stem cutting and get them in soil or a glass of water, and they will root readily and very, very quickly. So you can kind of see this. The differences here is you've got more significant roots on the mid stem on this side than you do on the tip cuttings. Okay, and then I'll give you the last one. Kind of see the view. So mid stems on the top and tip cuttings on the bottom. Mid stem on top, tip cuttings on the bottom. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of these to go ahead and plant up. I think I'm going to deal with ones that have big roots first. So we'll be doing a bunch of the mid stem cuttings. We'll get them potted up. We'll definitely get the tip or the branch cuttings. We'll get those potted up first. The branch cuttings, which is these over here, all of these are going to go back inside the house. We're going to grow those in a window and maybe supplemental light later on, whereas everything else is going to stay in the greenhouse. Okay, so let me bring some soil up. All right, got some extra soil. Get a little bit on this one. Okay, get our samples or our starts off to the side. And we'll start working with, I think you can see, I think you can both see. Now you should be able to both see. There you go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with our branch cuttings first. I've got a little bit of soil in the pot already. So there's about 1.5 inches. I'm going to dig down a little bit of the ways to the bottom. I'm going to try to put that stem as close to the bottom without touching as possible. I'm going to scoot some of the soil over it, and then I'm going to add some extra soil on top. Now, I am not going to pack this in because we have a cascading branch, and we want to make sure that when we put it in there, it can trail over the side of the pot and not have pressure mid-stem where it's going to break off. So I'm going to kind of tilt that over. And that is how that one is going to be planted up. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Okay, go to the next one. There's the roots on that one. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of put that down near the bottom. I'm going to kind of lean that a little bit over. I'm going to fill the soil on top of it. Okay, so we're going to kind of turn it into a house plant. Now, they are a tropical plant, so they like to stay warm, and they like to have a lot of light, so we may need to add supplemental lighting to those when they're in a window inside. There you go. There's that one. Okay. And, of course, our last one. So our solar tower lime, that stem near the bottom, kind of tuck those bare roots in. I'm going to go ahead and trim off this dead leaf. I'm going to leave that one because this leaf was dying. I don't want that. Doesn't look nice. I want to make sure Mrs. Ag Teacher Thoughts has pretty houseplants this year. Okay. All right, and then we'll water those in with some fertilizer water, and I'll go ahead and do that off camera, but that is the planting there. Get that one out. Now these next few pots, we're gonna just fill those up with some potting media. Do that. We're gonna do 9 of those in total. We're going to leave the tip cuttings. They're going to sit in their containers just a little bit longer. They're not as developed on the roots as I'd like to see right now for transplanting, but definitely the mid-stem ones are ready to transplant. So let's go ahead and get some soil in there. We're just gonna, as I've shown many times before, just gonna make that soil level with the surface. It will sink down. There's no reason to compact it. It will sink down when we water it, and it'll give us enough space on the top of the pot, which is called freeboard. Give us enough freeboard that there'll be room for water to collect during our watering process. All right, I'm going to scoop a little bit of this excess off. Okay. And I'm not going to label these because I recognize them quite readily and I know what they look like, so we don't need to worry about that. And we'll just go ahead and take these mid-stem cuttings. If you've seen my video, how to plant plugs like a professional, you'll know how quick and easy this can go. Squeeze in a couple of sides, and you can kind of push that up. Okay, there's our root mass. Put that in, and drop it down a little bit. There's one. There's two. If you hear the soil hitting the ground, don't worry. We have our ground cloth down there, which will allow us to do an easier, quicker cleanup. Okay, we got another one to go here. One. Just go ahead and pull those straight up. They got strong enough roots. Two. Three. Okay, there's those. And we'll do our last batch. Again, we're going to do the mid-stem cuttings first. Look at those nice healthy roots. Those are nice healthy cuttings. This is one of the reasons I looked really hard for the original sweet potatoes, which aren't patented for doing with the high school, because they're so easy to take cuttings of. I didn't want to have to, I wanted the students to have experience taking cuttings. I didn't want to have to pay extra to get patented varieties when the original sweet potatoes worked just fine for what we were doing. Get rid of that excess water. All right. So there you go. There is an update of the tropical plant that you should be taking cuttings of today. That is your sweet potato vine. So before the frost comes, let's make sure we get those in there. And if you put them in a glass of water, you should know within 3 to 4 days whether or not you're going to have your plants be successful. So you can take either mid-stem cuttings, or you can take branch cuttings, or you can take tip cuttings. All of them should eventually work for you. Ipomia, a sweet potato vine, roots rather readily, and you should be plenty happy with the results. Anyway, I hope you are subscribing. I hope you become a channel member. I hope you learn something. Ag Teacher Thoughts out. All right, and for my subscribers, so my Gold and Plaid members, we're going to go ahead and end the live stream now. So thank you so very much for supporting our channel in a really, it's really kind of a weighty support. Getting people that are willing to do the Gold and the Plaid membership. It really is going to help out the channel. It's a good way for us to build up some resources to be able to grow our facility and get new and different plant material in. And I think you will enjoy the content, especially the behind the scenes part of that. As always, hey, thank you so very much for becoming a channel member. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting us. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed Ag Teacher Thoughts.